Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another edition of Pause and Pray. Anne Frank once wrote, "What a wonderful gift it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world." If I'm honest with you, I don't live out the wisdom of that quote all that well, because I'm much better at just reacting to the world and all its problems by blaming and labeling and judging, because that's just a whole lot easier than putting in the proactive work of trying to build a better world so that there are less problems. It's just easier to react and label and blame and judge. But I've lived enough life in my 42 years on this earth to know that if I am reacting to life most of the time, I'm not really living life, but life is living me. And I've also lived long enough to know, in all honesty, that if I'm not living life, but life is living me, then that usually means that life has lost a whole lot of flavor. Maybe that's why Jesus came to warn us, as he does in chapter 14 of Luke's Gospel, from which we read in today's daily office, to not let the salt of life lose its flavor. And how do we do that? Not by reacting to life, but Jesus encourages us to be proactive in life, proactive in our faith and our commitment, in our love and compassion and service. Just as Jesus said, a builder doesn't just go into a project and figure it out along the way, but rather sits down first to proactively estimate the cost and what may or may not go right or wrong, to build some contingency in. Because things will inevitably go awry, but if we're proactively moving through life, we have less of a chance of being completely caught off guard when things do go awry. And that invitation to be proactive in our love and faith and hope and commitment comes from the God who continuously is proactive with love and grace and light and peace to us. It's that proactive God that reached into the world to make a covenant with Abraham. And then that proactive God that reached into the world again through the prophets, and then again wrapping God's self in skin in Jesus to proactively walk to the cross so there a love could spill into the world that could truly and completely redeem it. It wasn't so much that God had a detailed plan lined up, but that God always proactively led with a sacrificial love for each and every one of us and for all of creation. And what a gift to pause and pray about then today. Because again, I so often fall into the trap of selfishly thinking it's all about me and that God won't have anything to do with me until I get all my stuff together, which never seems to be the case. Rather, today, we are invited to pause and to pray about how we have come to experience God proactively working in our lives. Maybe it's just in the simple realization that we didn't create ourselves, but we came from a love beyond us and bigger than us. Or maybe it's found in the resilience that seems to surface and proactively find us when we're going through a crisis or a struggle, and it doesn't just help us get through it, but grow through it. Or maybe you can name some ways in your life you've experienced that proactive love and life of God at work that only are known to you. However we come to experience that, today we're invited to savor all of the many ways in which we encounter God proactively at work in our lives. And the more we find life flavored with that work of God, the more we find ourselves transformed into instruments of that same love and life and peace, proactively working to build a better world. God's peace and blessings to you all.